Hello and welcome to Geeky Bit. Today I'd like to talk to you about my retro Mac daily driver. This will be one of a few videos I'm doing for Macintosh. These videos, of course, will be treated more like a bonus and not interrupt the tech history series. Ever since I was first introduced to an Apple Macintosh back in school, I'd always wanted one. However, they were very price prohibitive. Shortly after I'd graduated from high school, I'd finally gotten my chance to get a Macintosh. It came by way of a used Power Mac clone, which I had acquired sometime around the year 2002, and I believe it was also called a UMax. It had either a 250 or 300 MHz G3 processor, and with a dodgy workaround was able to use Mac OS X, which is what I wanted to use on it, as at the time it was not a retro computer for me. It was, however, a pain to use with that workaround. Back around 2003 or 2004, while looking at online posts for secondhand computers, I saw a post for a G4 Graphite. I believe it was a sawtooth with a 450 MHz processor. I ended up getting it and doing some upgrades with it over the years. I don't remember what I originally paid for it, but I think it was somewhere between $50 to $300 US. At the time, though, I do recall thinking this was a steal, as it was $2,500 new, and that was just a few years before I'd purchased it. It was by far better than the UMax PowerPC clone I had. While better, it was still a little bit sluggish on macOS Panther, which is also known as macOS 10.3 or macOS X 10.3. To make it not so sluggish, I got a Sonnet CPU upgrade. While there were faster clocked CPUs and also dual core CPUs, I got a single core 1.2 GHz processor. The CPU upgrade cost me around $500 at the time. I also acquired a GeForce 3 Ti200 and flashed it so that it was Macintosh compatible. Lastly, I had upgraded the RAM to 2 GB. I later tried 4 GB, but it was just unstable at anything above 2 GB. I used that G4 Mac daily until 2010. The reason I stopped using it daily is because I acquired an iMac 27-inch. In 2013, I started using that G4 Mac again, but now it was used for old retro Macintosh stuff, like software that required macOS 8 or 9. I continued using that G4 Mac until 2017 or 2018, where one of the IDE ports failed on it, almost seeming as fate had interceded. A few weeks later, I saw a post for a G4 mirrored drive door Macintosh computer. It came with an older Dell LCD monitor as well. I bought the whole bundle for $25 US. As the person who I bought it from was insistent that they be sold together, I later resold the LCD monitor for $20, thus making that Mac cost me $5 US. Since then, that G4 mirrored drive door Macintosh computer has served as my retro daily driver, using macOS 9.2.2 for all of my old Macintosh needs. For any applications requiring something older than OS 9, I would simply use an emulator. Lucky for me, most of the applications I used still mostly worked on OS 9. Here's what my old G4 Graphite looked like, including the stain I've never been able to get out of it that my brother caused when he spilt soda on the zip drive while helping me move. Here is the front side with the stain right where the zip drive is. Here we can see the side of the G4 Graphite, and it still looks pretty good shape for how old it is. Now on to the best part in my opinion, the inside. As we can see, there's the G4 upgrade CPU, and then the yellow IDE cable, which is the port that's damaged. And the computer still looks great. Now let's take a look at the new G4 computer I have. Alright, so if we look here, here's the side panel with a broken latch, and here's the front, nice and shiny. And again, the front door mirrors, they just look great. And then on the side, yep, see that? That's the broken latch. Here is the tool from a car stereo installation kit that I used to open the Mac up. Alright, let's take a look at the inside. It looks pretty clean for its age. It does have some issues. Here is the monstrosity of the SD adapter combination I have, it does also have some corrosion on some of the metal on the inside. For me personally, this works great for many of my retro Macintosh needs. I would say it's far from the best retro Mac experience you could get. A G5 could provide a more snappier and responsive OS X experience, and this can only run OS 9.2.2, thus excluding some older software that needs older system operating systems. Personally, bang for buck, I think an iMac G3 or an iMac G4 is your best bet, unless you happen to get lucky and find a very cheap old Macintosh. Another reason those iMac G3 and G4s are so economical is they use IDE instead of SCSI, and adapters are much cheaper. The other really good thing about those iMacs is they're an all-in-one solution, so the only other thing you would actually need is an IDE to SD card adapter, like I said before, and you can use any modern USB keyboard and mouse on them. So barring lucky finds like an older Macintosh for under $75, I think they're your best bet. So overall, my recommendation is to find something that will do what you want it to do and will be cheap for parts, because things like SCSI to SD cards are over $100 or more. Finally, emulators are sometimes the best and most economical solution, because not everybody's gonna find a Mint fully working Lisa for $30 US or a 7600 with PC card for $20 US. I know those are extreme examples, but not everybody's gonna get those amazing finds, and more often than not, you're gonna find more rip-off deals than good deals. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it, and if you did, feel free to like, and if you aren't subscribed so already, feel free to do so. And if you want to get notifications of my future videos, please feel free to click that bell button.